So a new patch was just released. Here are my thoughts about it. So there's a store. It's pretty nice. You can check it out. I want to talk about the balance issues. The first one is the War Factory, which has been greatly buffed, but I don't think it's enough for it to be viable in high MMR play. I haven't tested it that much though, so I might be wrong and I don't want to give you false information. The steel ball energy absorption was, in my opinion, pretty broken for a long time. It was the tech that makes the steel ball stick. It's very snowbally. When the steel balls level, this technology just turns them on. And it's good that they nerf it. And the same nerf happened to the melting point, which I don't know if it's good for the game, but I think both nerfs are pretty huge. In all the games I've played, I've noticed that, like previously, it's very common for the melting points and steel balls to drop down to like 5 or 10% health and then start healing. And now they just die. So I think it will be a huge impact. And the Mustang is the big thing. Like for a long time, or after the introduction of the anti-missile device, the Mustang has been very overperforming unit. And now they try to nerf it by nerfing the cards. But actually I think both of these changes are buffs to the Mustang, unfortunately. Firstly, the subsidized Mustang. Before it kinda gave you an out to combat a Mustang player. If a Mustang player starts with or commits early into Mustangs, you have the out to draw the subsidized Mustang card and go Mustangs yourself with cheaper cost. And it gave you a way back to the game, because whoever has the higher level Mustangs or more Mustangs usually wins the game. And if no one was building Mustangs when the subsidized Mustang card came, both players built Mustangs, so it was kind of even. So I would have just removed this card completely. It serves no purpose in the game, I think. And the big thing is Heavy Mustang, the Heavy Mustang card. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the levels of the card work also that way that on later rounds the game prioritizes the cards that have higher level. So you are more likely to get this card late game than before. And many people thought the Heavy Mustang card was super broken in the early game, but I didn't. I think it was a big bait most of the time, because the range is so important to the Mustangs. There's two scenarios, in my opinion, where the Heavy Mustang card is good. One is early game against crawlers, but you don't need more power against crawlers. Just take high explosive ammo and you're fine. But the big thing is that the heavy Mustang card gives the Mustangs immunity to fire. And now it's so likely that you get this card like round 5 or 6 or 7. And those are the rounds where the enemy has already committed to fire. He has spent all these resources on Stormcallers or Vulcans with the fire techs. And then you are just more likely to get this card and the fire does nothing. So it's a very big buff to Mustangs. And the undocumented change here is that the Heavy Mustang card now costs 100 supplies. Beforehand it was free. I'm not sure if the subsidized Mustang card cost anything. It might cost 50. I'm not sure, I haven't seen it in the game yet. And also the melting point energy absorption, it has one use case. It was very good versus fortresses with rocket punch. And very strong strategy with Mustangs is building Mustangs and fortresses. So the melting point is now nerfed a little bit against the forts, so it just makes the Mustang fortress strategy better. And they are unnerfing the Vulcan. I believe Vulcan was like this a couple of months ago. They nerfed it 2 patches in a row, but now they are buffing it back. And it's a good change, but because Vulcan has been underperforming, I haven't seen a lot of Vulcans. I use them a lot myself with Giant Specialist, but not with any other specialist that much. But I don't think it's enough to combat the Mustangs. The Marksman, it's good that the Assault mode's price is reduced. It was too expensive. I think it's still too expensive. But maybe not. I don't know. I wouldn't invest in this technology ever. I think it should be like 100 supplies or maybe 50. And the Phoenix, I believe the DPS is the same. I haven't calculated it though. But it certainly makes the units a little bit worse because it clears small stuff slower. But if this affects to any kind of breakpoints the Phoenix has, for example one-shotting something that it didn't one-shot before, then this might be a big buff, but I don't know the numbers that well. And the missile interceptor nerf, I tested it a little bit. I didn't notice any change, so we will see if it has any effect. I didn't notice anything, so no hopes on that. So that was my thoughts. Basically, they tried to nerf the Mustang, but they accidentally buffed it. That's my thoughts on the patch. Hopefully they get it right next time. Thanks for watching.